सो हाय एवरीवन, वेरी गुड मॉर्निंग। दिस इज़ मीनल हियर और आज हम बात करेंगे प्रियंका भट्ट के साथ। अगर मैं प्रियंका के रनिंग करियर के बारे में बात करूँ तो उन्होंने की है नियरली 23 हाफ मैराथन्स, नॉट नियरली 23 हाफ मैराथन्स, 9 फुल मैराथन्स एंड 24 अल्ट्रा मैराथन्स। इनफैक्ट उन्होंने टीम इंडिया को रिप्रेजेंट किया है इन 24 आवर्स वर्ल्ड चैम्पियनशिप एट एल्बी फ्रांस इन 2019 with a very good performance, in fact the second best performance of all time by an Indian female in 24 hours ultra running, and her total clock distance was 192.8 kilometers. और उसके साथ साथ उन्होंने और भी बहुत सारे अल्ट्रा इवेंट्स रन किया हैं, जैसे खारडुंगला चैलेंज 72 किलोमीटर्स, मालनाड अल्ट्रा 110 किलोमीटर्स, रन डेजर्ट अल्ट्रा 101 किलोमीटर्स, बैंगलोर 24 आवर स्टेडियम 187.2, टाटा अल्ट्रा 50 किलोमीटर्स एंड सपुत्रा 100 किलोमीटर्स। तो आप जैसे कि देख रहे हैं मैं बोलते बोलते थक चुकी हूँ, तो लेट्स हियर स्ट्रेट फ्रॉम प्रियंका भट्ट। थैंक यू सो मच प्रियंका फॉर कमिंग ओवर and welcome. Just let me know how you are feeling today.
Thank you, Meenal. It's a pleasure to connect with you. And I know we have been trying this for quite a long time, and finally we could manage it. So yeah, happy to be here.
नाइस प्रियंका, चलो आप बताइए स्टार्टिंग से कहाँ से ये रनिंग का जुनून सवार हुआ और कहाँ से आपने स्टार्ट किया रनिंग, विच एरिया, ईयर, व्हाई रनिंग एंड सो ऑन।
So to be honest, I started from December 2014. वो Pinkathon run हुआ था. And I remember मेरे ऑफिस में सब लोग बड़े एक्साइटेड थे, गर्ल्स स्पेशली, दैट लेट्स गो, मिलिंद इज देयर, कुछ नहीं तो मिलिंद को देख के आ जाएंगे.
Yes.
So I just joined the gang. I had nothing in purpose, and because all the girl gang of our office were planning कि चलो एक fun होगा and then we'll have a breakfast and everything. So we all had gone for a 5 kilometer run, but that 5 kilometer felt like, I don't know, like 50, and I think it was an eye-opening for me. And for the longest time, I think I was delaying fitness in my life. क्योंकि उसी सेम साल में मुझे थोड़े हेल्थ इश्यूज आए थे, in terms of I had a major hormone imbalance, and my menstrual cycle was absolutely going haywire. एंड मेरा ईटिंग पैटर्न बहुत ही अनइवन था, लाइक कभी भी लंच हो रहा है, कब ब्रेकफास्ट होता ही नहीं था, कभी भी स्नैक्स हो रहा है, जंक फूड हो रहा है. एंड ऑफ कोर्स वर्क इज सो हेक्टिक दैट वी रियली डू नॉट समटाइम्स टेक केयर ऑफ द स्मॉल स्मॉल थिंग्स कि इतने बजे ये खाना है. आपको भूख लगती है तो आप मंच कर लेते हो, लेकिन ये नहीं होता है कि चलो उठ के अब खाना ही खा लो. सो आई थिंक though I wanted to change a lot of things and मैं कर नहीं पा रही थी. So December is usually the month जहाँ पे लोग बहुत ही फिटनेस कॉन्शियस हो जाते हैं कि नए साल का रेजोल्यूशन भी करेंगे. मैं ये सब कुछ भी नहीं करती थी, बट वो एक रन के बहाने जब गई एंड वो 500 मीटर में लिटरली माय हार्ट वाज इन माय माउथ. मैं सांस नहीं ले पा रही थी एंड मुझे लगा कि यार मैं इतनी यंग हूँ एंड ऐसे कैसे, मतलब हाउ कैन आई नॉट एबल टू रन. तो वो वॉक जॉग करके 5 किलोमीटर आई थिंक 1 घंटे में कुछ खत्म कर दिया था. बट आई रिमेम्बर कमिंग बैक होम इन एन ऑटो रिक्शा एंड आई वाज जस्ट सो सैड विद माई सेल्फ, क्योंकि मैं बहुत ज्यादा डांसिंग करती थी पहले. सो मुझे लगा मेरे अंदर फिटनेस है, पर डांसिंग 1 घंटे 2 घंटे के लिए नाचना फॉर फन एंड डूइंग अ कार्डियो इन फॉर्म ऑफ प्रॉपर रनिंग इज वेरी डिफरेंट. एंड आपको लगता है आप कितने फिट हो, बट योर हार्ट रेट इज द एक्चुअल मेजरमेंट ऑफ हाउ फिट यू आर. सो आई रिमेम्बर कमिंग बैक टू होम एंड मैंने बस गूगल किया था कि नेक्स्ट मैराथन रेसेस इन मुंबई. एंड तब पवई फर्स्ट वीक पवई रन होता है, पवई हीरानंदानी, एंड आई थिंक फेब्रुअरी में थाने हीरानंदानी होता है. मैंने दोनों रन रजिस्टर किए. आई सेड पवई आई विल डू 10 एंड थाने हीरानंदानी आई विल डू 21. एंड आई हैव नो आइडिया हाउ टू डू इट, बट मुझे इतना समझ में आ गया अगर एवरी डे मैं अपने आप को 30-40 मिनट्स या 1 आवर भी देती हूँ, इट इज पॉसिबल. सो I started doing 10 kilometer and Powai 10 kilometer. I did it in some 65 or 80 minutes. And Thane Hiranandani, I did it some 2 hours, 35 or 40 minutes. I don't remember. So I think that changed the game. So 2015 when I did this 2 runs, I realized कि करने से सब कुछ होता है. So वो commitment चाहिए. And then I was all game for it. I was like कि नहीं, भले बीच बीच में gap आए, but now I know how to break that barrier of convincing myself कि जब करोगी तो हो रहा है. And that's it. नहीं तो बहुत सारे doubts आते हैं, but आप ऐसे ही कर लेते हो, then all your barriers are just taken away from there. So I think that helped me. So I just picked it up like that, and I think I realized that running was not only giving me a change in my lifestyle and fitness perspective, क्योंकि ज़्यादा समझ नहीं थी, but I think मुझे बहुत खुशी हो रही थी जब भी अपने आप को टाइम देती थी. आई यूज्ड टू फील गुड अबाउट माई सेल्फ, एंड आई थिंक आई ट्राइड स्टिकिंग टू दैट फीलिंग कि दिन भर तो इतना कुछ चलता है, ऑफिस ये वो, बट वो सवेरे का 1 घंटा जब खुद को देती थी तो अच्छा लगता था. सो फॉर दैट पीस ऑफ हैप्पीनेस आई जस्ट कंटिन्यूड फ्रॉम देयर ऑन.
नाइस टू हियर. आई थिंक ये पिंकाथन बहुत बड़ा चेंज लेके आया है, स्पेशली फॉर फीमेल रनर्स इन इंडिया. मीन्स आई ऑल्सो हैव वेरी गुड मेमोरीज विद पिंकाथन. व्हाट हैपेंड वाज आई वाज इन आईबीएम एट दैट टाइम 2013, एंड दैट वाज द फर्स्ट पिंकाथन हैपनिंग इन दिल्ली. और सबसे बढ़िया बात क्या हुई, आईबीएम ने बोला वी विल रजिस्टर यू फॉर फ्री, लाइक वी विल पे. तो फिर मेरे लिए तो ये था कि यार कंपनी पे कर रही है. एंड देन आई वाज लाइक अच्छा वीमेन की भी रन होती है. दैट वाज द फर्स्ट एडिशन इन दिल्ली, एंड दैट्स वेयर आई रजिस्टर्ड इन पिंकाथन इन 5 किलोमीटर्स. और मेरे लिए बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज था. आई वॉज ऑलरेडी मैरिड बाय देन, और फिर मुझे लगा कि मेरी रन आ रही है 5 किलोमीटर, आई नीड टू प्रिपेयर फॉर इट. तो फिर उसके लिए क्या हुआ, 4 months बिफोर रजिस्ट्रेशन हो चुका था, एंड आई वुड डू स्ट्रेंथ ट्रेनिंग, आई वुड डू रनिंग ट्रेडमिल पे. मतलब सैटरडे संडे प्रिपेयर करती थी. इनफैक्ट उसी बीच में हमारा उस 4 महीने के बीच में हमारा एक इंटरनेशनल ट्रिप प्लान हुआ. वी वेंट टू सिंगापुर फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम, सिंगापुर एंड मलेशिया. स्ट्रेंज पार्ट वाज मलेशिया में इवन जिम के अंदर मैं ट्रेडमिल में भाग रही थी बिकॉज आई हैड दैट 5 किलोमीटर रेस. मतलब मैंने देखा कि एक रजिस्ट्रेशन चेंजेस योर माइंड, और तुम्हें लगता है करना है करना है करना है. एंड आई एम सो सरप्राइज 5 किलोमीटर फेल्ट सो इजी फॉर मी, बिकॉज मैं 4 महीने से 5 किलोमीटर के लिए सिर्फ प्रिपेयर कर रही थी. बट देन आई थिंक इन दैट वे प्रियंका समवेयर यू नो एक्सेल्ड वेरी फास्ट. दिसंबर में 5 करने के बाद फरवरी में यू सेड 10, राइट? एंड देन अनदर 21 वेरी सून. So अगर मैं आपका ग्राफ देखूं, for me it took me years altogether, but then yeah, you graduated very fast from 5K to 10K to 21K as such. तो प्रियंका, while आप इसके लिए प्रिपेयर कर रहे थे, I think you're not coached by any coach at that time.
तो I'm still not coached. I just started doing for myself and by myself, and I think आपने जैसे कहा कि I graduated very quickly. I realized one thing, that whatever barriers or limitations that you put to yourself, वो खुद के दिमाग में ही होता है. And दूसरा ये चीज है कि जितना ज्यादा ज्ञान मिलता है ना, उतना आप डर जाते हो. आप कुछ करने से डरते हो. एक तो हमारे सबके जीवन में गूगल माता है, कुछ भी होता है we just do Google, and there is so much of knowledge which is good, but we need to understand that it's just an information. Certain could be true, certain could not be true. Certain things can work in your favor, it cannot work in your favor. उसको information की तरह लो, implement what works for you, because what works for me might not work for you, and what actually works for you might not work for me. So I think I stayed away from Google for the longest time, and without questioning कि ये कैसे भागते हैं, क्या watch पहनते हैं. I didn't had any sports watch, to be honest. I think my first sports watch, I bought it in 2000. I started in 15. I think in 16 or 17 I bought it. वो भी out of pressure from other running community कि नहीं नहीं तुम कर रही हो, अच्छा ये तो चाहिए ही चाहिए. And I never looked at my watch any which way. So I was never comfortable. I think when I literally got into long distance running, like 12 hours and 24 hours, that's when I got a watch. तब तक मैं या तो फिर iWatch, Apple Watch use करती थी, which was not a sports watch as such. It's a fitness watch, but to track your few kilometers, it is fine. But proper ultra watch I started having from 2020 onwards.
Oh,
So
okay.
I think I just went with all, irrespective of what prohibitions others say that ऐसे नहीं चलने का ना ऐसे form नहीं होने का. I just did it by myself, and I thought क्या होगा, गलतियां होगी ना, उसी से
Hmm.
सीख.
Hmm.
And without knowing actually, I the good part was also that I went very slow in whatever pace that I would go. I used to not do kind of speed runs, fat leg runs, tempo runs. मुझे इन सब की knowledge ही नहीं थी क्योंकि
Hmm.
मैंने कभी गूगल भी नहीं किया.
Hmm.
मेरा सिर्फ एक ही था, 5 किलोमीटर किया है, अब 10 करना है, अब 21 करना है, उसके
Hmm.
बाद का देखेंगे.
Hmm.
स्मॉल स्टेप्स एवरी मंथ. आई जस्ट गिव अ टारगेट टू माई सेल्फ कि नेक्स्ट रन कौन सा आ रहा है, अब ये करना है. जब 21 कर लिया तो मुझे लगा कि चलो अब तो मैं कुछ भी कर सकती हूँ. फिर
Hmm.
आता है कि चलो अब इसको कैसे इम्प्रूव किया जाए.
Hmm.
That's when I started getting into few of the details. But I think I always prioritized about how I'm feeling and what my body is capable of, rather than getting into that competitive scenario कि वो कैसे कर रहा है ये कैसे कर रहा है. That's why I've always stayed aloof from most of the groups. मुझे पता भी नहीं था, मैं अपने सोसाइटी में ही भागती थी. It's
Hmm.
just when I started running on roads मुझे कोई दिखता था, and then जान पहचान होती थी, and then I got to know कि अच्छा ऐसे multiple running groups भी होते हैं. But I think मेरे working hours ऐसे होते थे that I used to just figure out कि जहाँ मुझे 40 मिनट मिल रहे हैं तो मैं खुद ही भाग लूँ. वो कहाँ आप ग्रुप के साथ कोऑर्डिनेट करोगे एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट. So I think I have always been very flexible in my approach, whether I started as an absolute new or till date. I go with the flow. I feel what works for me. I try to do a lot of permutation, combination. सारा experiments मैं अपने पे करती हूँ. It works. Sometimes I fail, but then it's a learning out of it.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think that's have always been my approach in running.
Hmm. So Priyanka, as I talk to different runners, मैंने जो समझा है, जो सेल्फ कोच्ड रनर्स हैं स्पेसिफिकली, बहुत कम है. बिकॉज इट्स हार्ड, स्पेशली मुझे लगता है व्हेन इट कम्स टू लॉन्ग डिस्टेंस रनिंग, है ना कुछ हो जाता है. कभी कोई इंजरी है, कभी कोई पेन है, कभी कुछ, मतलब आप अपने आप को इम्प्रूव नहीं कर पा रहे इन टर्म्स ऑफ स्पीड एंड समटाइम्स इन टर्म ऑफ डिस्टेंस. नाउ बिकॉज यू आर सेल्फ कोच्ड, राइट, टॉक मी अ लिटिल बिट अबाउट हाउ यू कोच योर सेल्फ. जैसे मैंने आपको बोला, आप 10 से 21 बहुत क्विकली आपने करा, तो डिस्टेंस इंक्रीज किया. तो वॉज इट हार्ड फॉर यू, या फिर आपने कुछ इनिशियली कुछ आपको मेडिकल इश्यूज हुए? हाउ डिड यू टेक दैट? व्हाट वाज योर मोटिव और व्हाट वाज योर टारगेट, और हाउ यू मोटिवेटेड योरसेल्फ टू इंक्रीज दैट डिस्टेंस? इट्स नॉट दैट इजी, राइट?
No, I think the only thing that I kept telling myself that every day I have to dedicate at least 45 to 1 hour, and you just have to do it. And I think that eventually helps to build your endurance, your आपके muscles खुलते हैं, आपका body used to होने लगता है बिल्कुल. जैसे एक ऐसे ही गराज में कार खड़ी हो और वो चलेगी नहीं, जब ऑयलिंग करोगे तो अपने आप चलने लगेगी. So I think वो मेरे शरीर को भी ऑयलिंग की जरूरत थी, and which eventually I started giving it daily. तो अपने आप body used to respond that I जहाँ मैं 5 नहीं कर पाती थी अब 10 कर पा रही हूँ. I think every week I used to add only 800 meters to 1 kilometer in my run, and I used to see कि मैं जो आज कैसा लग रहा है, खींच सकती हूँ नहीं खींच सकती हूँ, कैसा फील हो रहा है. So I think it was a very conscious decision always not to push and not to get baffled about कि ये speed पे जाना है वो speed पे जाना है. Slow and easy. If it means not running but just jogging and brisk walking, then do that. But I think that has always helped me in my favor because जब आपको कुछ पता ही नहीं है कैसे करना है, जैसे अगर रास्ता नहीं पता है तो आप थोड़ी गाड़ी स्लो चलाते हो ना. If you are used to a constant road, मैप क्या है, फिर आप आंख बंद करके भी कभी कभी इधर उधर देख के भी आप चला सकते हो. सो दैट्स एग्जैक्टली व्हाट हैड हैपेंड विद मी बिकॉज आई वाज नॉट अवेयर अबाउट हाउ टू गो अबाउट इट. आई यूज्ड टू गो एक्सट्रीमली स्लो एंड इजी, एंड जैसे जैसे रन आते गए आई स्टार्टेड लर्निंग अबाउट इट. In that initial 6 months I faced an ITB injury, and that for the first time I did a Google to understand what is an ITB, and then I realized कि अच्छा इस टाइप के एक्सरसाइजेस से हेल्प करेगा. And that's when I started focusing on strength. And of course, then as a runner, you evolve, you start doing multiple races. So my approach has always been that just take it as it comes, because you you know your lifestyle, you know how hectic your life is work wise. So workload के basis पे training load design करो, and week on week just do as much as your body is capable of. There is no need to give an unnecessary push. If it's not working in your favor, it's okay to take a step back or just stop for a while, but keep conscious decision about कि आज कैसा feel हो रहा है, how my body is capable of, मेरा workload कितना है, stress कितना है, and accordingly I design my own training load accordingly.
नाइस नाइस। तो टॉक मी अबाउट नाउ 21 हो गया, 21 से फुल मैराथन, एंड फ्रॉम फुल मैराथन टू योर फर्स्ट अल्ट्रा, आपका वो फेज कब रहा और क्यों रहा? अब 21 में आप फिट तो हो गए थे, राइट? आई थिंक बाय 21 यू मस्ट हैव ऑलरेडी बीन फिट, एंड योर इनिशियल गोल ऑफ स्टार्टिंग द रनिंग वाज टू गेट फिट, कि 5 किलोमीटर हो नहीं पाया भैया, मतलब अपनी फिटनेस पे ध्यान रखते हैं। तो व्हाई 21 टू फुल मैराथन एंड व्हाई फुल मैराथन टू अल्ट्रा मैराथन, वो फेज बताइए थोड़ा सा।
मेरे फेज में थोड़ा ट्विस्ट है, मैं 21 के बाद अल्ट्रा गई हूँ, एंड बहुत टाइम के बाद मैंने फिर फुल मैराथन किया है।
अच्छा।
So I think I realized that endurance is my strength. And I think when, like I said, I was doing research every month कि next race कौन सी आ रही है, next race कौन सी आ रही है. I had heard about this Mumbai Ultra 12 hours. So I was very surprised. तब वो अगस्त में हमेशा 15th अगस्त को होती है, and I was very surprised what is 12 hours ultra. And I happened to meet someone and ask that what is this 12 hours ultra. So उन्होंने कहा कि यार 12 घंटे भागना होता है, लूप होता है. So I said 12 घंटा कैसे भागते हैं, like how, what is it? So he explained in his own way कि नहीं, लोग walk jog करते हैं, you can take a break, खा पी सकते हो. It's just 12 hours. आपने जितने loop किए, एक loop तब 11 kilometers का होता था, तो जितने loops की accordingly that's my number of kilometers, and you can rest also, this that. So I was still had so many questions that, but कैसे, like ऐसे कैसे? So this person is like, listen, you have to do it if to experience it. नहीं हुआ तो घर चले जाना, कुछ ऐसे punishment नहीं है. And in the end of the race you just get a finisher's medal. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है first, second, third. आपने जितने भी kilometers किया, आपको finisher medal मिलता है. So if you survive, you take a medal, else go home if it's not meant for you. And I remember doing my first 12 hours ultra, I clocked 66 kilometer. So I was happy. मैंने कहा ये तो बहुत ही अच्छा है, खाते पीते चलना है, भागना है, आराम भी कर सकते हो, and it is more convenient. मतलब कुछ ऐसा stress ही नहीं है life में. And I think that's when I fell in love with ultra. It is like slow, steady, keep going till your mind and heart and legs and everything is supporting you. And जब नहीं मन करता है तो बैठो, खाओ पियो, feed yourself, get some energy, you can relax, and again just get up and start walking or running in whatever way and form that you can. And I like this absolute idea, and I was absolutely thrilled by what ultra running is. So then I started just searching about what ultra runs are. And
after doing your ultra you started searching about it?
Yeah. नहीं, ये तो हर महीने जब देखती थी तो मुंबई 12 आवर्स अल्ट्रा आया था, फिर तो मुझे लगा कि अगर अल्ट्रा पहली बार सुना और अब किया है तो ऐसी बहुत सारी रेसेस कहीं भी होती होगी ना, इंडिया में बहुत जगह होती होगी. So that's when I started inquiring about it, and I think that's how my journey into ultra had started. And I realized that even if I do 50 kilometers for a full marathon, it's a very different amount of training. Because दोनों का आई थिंक अप्रोच बहुत ही डिफरेंट है. इट इज, लोगों को लगता है कि अरे आप तो 100 भागते हो तो 42 ऐसे ही कर लोगे. सी, इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट. फॉर एन अल्ट्रा यू हैव टू गो स्लो and preserve your energy so that you can sustain that x amount of distance in the end. With full marathon you have to ensure that you also have endurance as well as speed to complete in that particular time that you would feel yourself you are capable of. So of course full marathon has its own way of training it, and ultra marathon has its own way of training it. एक में endurance ज्यादा चाहिए, एक में speed endurance दोनों चाहिए. So मैं बहुत टाइम के बाद full marathon मैंने attempt किया था. Otherwise, I was really enjoying ultras, and I was more than happy just doing long distances, because that's really what I till date enjoy it, irrespective of any distance or number of hours that I have to run.
हाँ, to all my listeners, प्रियंका ने बहुत आसान बना दिया अल्ट्रा को। खाओ पियो और थक गए
Ask anyone.
तो
That has always been till today. I go for training runs. लोग को भी यही कहती है, अरे खाओ पियो यार, मतलब तब पैर चलता है. My logics are very simple. गाड़ी में पेट्रोल डालता है तब गाड़ी चलता है. My body is my car.
I really like your smile, Priyanka. I hope it's the same for me. I literally struggle in ultra. मतलब खाओ पियो ठीक है, पहली बात तो इतना भागने के बाद खाना मुश्किल हो जाता है, फिर उसके बाद तुम बैठ जाओ तो थोड़ा सा उठना मुश्किल हो जाता है, राइट? और फिर गाड़ी को वापस स्टार्ट करना बहुत मुश्किल हो जाता है, वो जम के थक के बैठी है इतनी देर के बाद। बट आई होप आई गेट टू दैट पॉइंट जहाँ पे जैसा आपने बोला मैं वैसा बोल सकूँ, because I only did 12 hours maximum and I clocked 76. But then, the feeling wasn't so good. Maybe I was not so prepared. So,
So it's a good score. 76 is a good score.
but I was tired, Priyanka. 6 hours, mein I did 45 and I was not tired. I was very happy about that. After that, I could say the way you are saying it. But 12 hours ke baad, I think I couldn't prepare for that run as much as I wanted to. So, I had tears in my eyes for two reasons after the 12 hours. One, because I survived and I finished and I did not stop. Second, because I was very tired. And maybe third also because it was a dream come true. At least it was a next step to 12. But it was very painful as such. I had to really push myself.
Yeah.
I hope I get that feeling the way you are saying खाओ पियो बैठो उठो जब मन करे जितना मन करे भागो। तो प्रियंका जस्ट टेल मी द टाइमलाइंस, आपने ये 12 आवर्स कब की और फिर फुल मैराथन कब की, एंड देन विल मूव फॉरवर्ड।
So 2015, I did 12 hours Mumbai Ultra. And I think my first full marathon happened in 2017 December.
तो ओके, आपने 2014 दिसंबर में 5K किया था और 2015 अगस्त में यू डिड 12 आवर्स।
Yeah.
ओके, देन आई मस्ट से एंड्योरेंस इज योर स्ट्रेंथ, बिकॉज 6-7 महीने के अंदर अंदर 12 आवर्स तक खड़े रहना स्टेज पे, मतलब और मे बी ट्रैक पे, इट्स नॉट इजी एट ऑल। एब्सोल्युटली। तो प्रियंका, नाउ दैट यू वर इन अल्ट्रा, I see that you have a lot of speed also. If I talk about your, Team India run, let's talk about that. I see that you've clocked a very good distance of 192.8 kilometers. Now, यहाँ पे, as you told, full marathon is all about speed. So 24 hours में 192.8 kilometers clock करना, you need speed and endurance. In October 2019, talk me about that race. आपने कैसे उसके लिए प्रिपेयर किया? क्या ऐसा चीज था जिससे आपने स्पीड भी लेके आया, एंड्योरेंस भी लेके आया, एंड व्हाई डिड यू थिंक ऑफ रिप्रेजेंटिंग टीम इंडिया? यू हैव अ good job as such, so this is all extra than what you are otherwise doing as well.
No, I think in 2019, to be very honest about it, I had no such plans. I was not sure where life was actually heading, but I was very sure कि stadium run, you have to do stadium runs to qualify for it. So Mumbai stadium run was happening, and I thought, let me give it a try. And Mumbai weather is always difficult. June stadium runs are always very difficult because the heat is unbearable. So I remember I clocked 152 in Mumbai stadium run. So तब उस time पे qualifying for women was 170 kilometers, sorry. And so I was 152, and so I missed it in Mumbai stadium run. And immediately in July, Bangalore stadium run was happening. So obviously training तो थी already, 12 hours भागी थी. So I thought, let me still give it a try in Bangalore. हुआ तो अच्छा है, नहीं हुआ तो it's okay. So I went to Bangalore stadium run and I clocked 170. So I was qualified. And championship was happening in the month of October in 2019. So from July end till October 1st, second week till I do a taper, I had enough of time, like 2 months time, August and September, to train about it. So I think to do any kind of ultra distance, more than speed, you need to work on those endurance and back to back long runs. Because अब जब 24 घंटा भागते हो तो almost एक पूरा दिन जाता है. It is not few hours, it is literally your entire body cycle. So आपका, whether you are running 40 kilometers or 4 kilometers or 100 kilometers, your legs are going to get tired. Your mind is obviously going to feel exhausted. So how do you work on that thing? So I think the best way to train yourself mentally and physically is always to do back-to-back long runs. Because अगर आपने Saturday long run किया, you're already tired and fatigued. Sunday is your actual test of how you are able to do another training long run. So I think I inculcated a lot of this back-to-back long runs, and that helped me not only be more, be understanding in terms of how I should be coping up in my long runs, but also what are the things I should be eating and how much rest I should be taking, what kind of food and nutrition I should have during the run, and not just before, after, or during the day, and how mentally I'm able to cope up with this, because it is exhausting and it is tiring, and you don't want to do it, but that's when you train your mind, and you always learn to be kind to yourself. There is a thin line between pushing yourself and just pushing too hard that it will lead you to kind of suffering. So वो suffer fest इतना नहीं जाने देती थी. मुझे इतना पता था कि उतना ही push करो जितना तुम्हें चाहिए, and where I can just deal how tactfully I can tell my mind and that to tell my body and legs that I can do this. So I think that's how I had trained for 2019 championship. And with my work, whatever was possible, I used to do that. Saturday, Sundays is the only time when I get to have more number of hours. So मैं maximum long runs मेरे तभी करती थी. Day पे इतना ज़्यादा possible नहीं हो पाता था. So yeah, that's how I.
Now Priyanka, that you've told me you are a full-time employee. अब थोड़ा सा बताएंगे कि आप along with the job, first of all tell me what is your job all about, or along with job how hard it is to manage, because I think lot of लोगों के पास excuse होता है including myself कि I'm into full-time job, भैया पैसे आ रहे हैं, why push yourself, क्यों अपने आप को इतना hard चीज करना, why so? तो what is your job like, और अपने job के साथ कैसे manage किया है?
So I am handling advertising, sales, and content integration for Sony Live app. If you heard of the Sony Live app.
Right.
So of course, yeah, with job things are absolutely difficult, but I think you just have to figure out a time for yourself. So on a weekday, I always tell people my happy hours are from morning 5 to 7, 7:30. I get up by 5, 5:30. Up to bas aadat ho gayi, just set in my body clock that I have to get up, and this is my me time, and this is the time that I can give it to myself, and it helps me to plan my rest of the day. Some days are difficult, so maybe I can get up by 6 or 6:30, but whatever time I get, whether it's 45 minutes or 1 hour, I give that time to myself to do a workout, to do a small run, to do a long run, whatever it is. And I think over a period, when you continuously do this thing again and again and again, it just becomes a part of your lifestyle. It just becomes a habit, a routine. कि बस उठना है और ये करना है. So I think that's how I've been able to manage with work, and it's not difficult if you just make it your habit.
तो प्रियंका, जस्ट लाइक नॉर्मल लोग सुबह कई बार उठने में आलस करते हैं, उठने का मन नहीं करता, आज छोड़ देते हैं, सैटरडे मॉर्निंग है, संडे मॉर्निंग है, तो आपके साथ वो होता है या यू आर?
Of course होता है. I think till date, I mean, no matter how many runs I have done, and for last 7, 8 years that I have been running, I think the hardest part is always lifting yourself out of the bed and taking yourself out of the door. बाकी एक बार आप बाहर निकल गए ना, फिर सब हो जाता है. फिर वॉक करके भी आ जाओगे, जॉग करके भी आ जाओगे, जिम जाके भी आ जाओगे. You can do anything. The hardest lift is always lifting yourself out of the bed, and I think that's when you need to kill your excuse. You don't need excuses otherwise. फ्लाइट पकड़नी होती तो सब उठ के जाते हैं ना. तो मैं हमेशा अपने आप को ये कहती हूँ, अगर मेरी इंटरनेशनल कोई फ्लाइट हुई, कहीं घूमने जाना था तो उठ जाती ना, तो बस अब उठ जाओ. सो आई थिंक यू कीप यू इट्स आपका एक्सक्यूज है, आपके पास जवाब भी है. आपको उसको कैसे टैकल करना है वो आपके ऊपर है. सो मेरे लिए भी डिफिकल्ट होता है. सम डेज व्हेन आई रियली फील आई नीड अ रेस्ट, तो मैं नहीं उठती हूँ, बिकॉज अ रेस्ट इज अ रेस्ट. बट अब एक्सक्यूजेस ऐसे नहीं निकलते हैं. अब अगर मन भी नहीं किया और पता है कि ट्रेनिंग है, करनी है, तो भले अगर 10 किलोमीटर करना था तो 5 किलोमीटर करके आ जाओ, बट करो. That small effort is what is going to fetch you higher results when you go forward. So I think the biggest win is always when you kill that excuse early in the morning. Rest is all आता रहता है.
बड़ी चीज सुबह सुबह कर ली तो आई थिंक दैट सेट्स द टोन फॉर द डे आल्सो.
Yeah, true.
In that way, easier said than done. So Priyanka, now talk me about, you've been running for so long, है ना? तो is it that you face some kind of injury या फिर जहाँ पे what was your biggest learning curve, like how to deal with your own body? Did you have some failures? How to deal with it, and so on?
No, of course, when you're doing such kind of endurance run, you're going through a lot of fatigue, and your muscles are tired. Plus, आपका work style इतना hectic है. So, like I said, I think eat, sleep are your two mantras that you need to follow. ये crash diets, खाने पे cutting करके कुछ मतलब नहीं है. I eat wholesome meals. I eat everything. और मैं proper rest लेती हूँ. If there are some days when I don't feel like running, it's okay to extend that rest day. It's okay to reduce those miles. It's okay to go a little slow, but I absolutely consciously listen to what my body has to say. And I do strength workouts to ensure that, whichever muscle is feeling weak, I need to work on that. Usually, it's always your glutes and hamstrings, and leg workouts मेरा ज़्यादा strong रहता है, because that's where all my effort are going on. So I might do a less of upper body workout, but I might do more of glute and a hamstring workout, because I know which are my weak points and which I need to work upon. So I design my strength workouts accordingly. And I think strength workouts are extremely important to ensure that you don't get any kind of injuries, and you are able to sustain what you are doing. And of course, you can improve your performance the more you take care of your body.
Hmm. And what goes into your mind while you do these long runs? How do you ensure that you keep on moving, putting one step forward after the other? Do you use some music to motivate yourself, or what is it that keeps you going at that time? I'm sure there must be times when it's hard.
Yeah, of course. I think, I use music when it's extremely difficult. I usually use music if I'm running in the afternoon,
Mhm.
because that's the only way I feel I can divert my mind from the sun.
Mhm.
But I think a lot of things goes into your head, right from positive to negative. I think about all the good things that I would have achieved in life, or things that would have happened. बहुत बार तो खाने के बारे में ही सोच रही होती हूँ कि नेक्स्ट स्टेशन पे ये खाने को मिलेगा या ये खाऊंगी. So I think that's always been my motivation milestones, that next 2 kilometer के बाद I will treat myself with a chocolate bar or stuff like that. So I keep giving this small wins to myself. I'm a youth superhero fan, so मेरे दिमाग में बहुत सारे superhero dialogues चल रहे होते हैं. So there are of course multiple thoughts that go into your head, and जब बहुत ज्यादा पेन बढ़ जाता है तो ऑब्वियसली आपको पता है कि जितना खींच सकते हो उतना खींचोगे. एंड अगर ऑलरेडी कुछ ज्यादा ही पेनफुल है, इन टर्म्स ऑफ इफ यू फील दैट सम पार्ट ऑफ योर बॉडी इज हर्टिंग, then I will not push it. But usually it's just a mental game. So how you tackle those pain and how you keep moving forward is the key to ultra running,
Mhm.
because that's the only way you can move forward. And I think when you just start taking one step ahead, and I keep giving this small treats to myself कि 2 किलोमीटर के बाद ये पीते हैं, ये 2 किलोमीटर के बाद ये खाते हैं. And I think these are the small wins that I add into my long run, which helps me to keep moving forward.
And मुझे लगता है शिवानी, sorry, Priyanka, you know what was going into my mind was I've seen so many pictures of you and Shivani together over Instagram now. So I think I wanted to ask you. Well, let's get to that question first. So, how do you bond with Shivani? I think you do a lot of runs together, right? Long runs.
Yeah. I think we just connect with each other on weekends because even she has a hectic work lifestyle,
Mhm.
and weekdays is just not possible.
Mhm.
So to meet and go for a run, but long runs is what we do on Saturday and Sunday. So sometimes a company always helps,
Mhm.
and if she's not traveling, then certainly we just do long runs together.
Mhm.
uh, we are quite chatty, and during our long runs we go easy. Again, khate pite has always been our motto, so
Yeah.
we take multiple breaks, eat. लोगों को लगता है तो पिकनिक ही मना रहे, but हाँ, it should be treated like a picnic,
Mhm.
because that's how your training run should be.
Mhm.
And I think the best way uh, to deal with your long runs, that if you find a company, it always helps, because आपका उतना रास्ता बातों में कट जाता है.
Correct.
So yeah, I mean, it's been great to run with her every weekend whenever it's feasible.
तो क्या खाते हैं नाउ दैट प्रियंका, आपने काफी ज्यादा खाने की बात की. जस्ट टेल मी व्हाट यू पीपल ईट ड्यूरिंग योर लॉन्ग रन, सो व्हाट काइंड ऑफ ड्रिंक्स डू यू यूज एज सच?
So, like I said, what works for me might not work for other people, but to tell you what I prefer is one, electrolytes. You have those electrolyte powder. So I use electrolytes. I use leap gels. Leap also has a new leap storm, which is extremely delicious in terms of, it's like a nimbu pani. I like the lemon flavor of them. Uh, I buy stuff on the route if I find something. बहुत बार मैंने वो एनर्जी मिल्क आता है रास्ते से, तो मैंने वो पिया है. आरे का आता है.
अच्छा, ओके, मे बी आई एम
Yeah,
नॉट.
yeah. So sometimes those flavored milks I have. In eating, I prefer banana energy bars. I try multiple energy bars, and it works amazingly in my favor, because एक change of taste भी मिल जाता है, plus energy bars में इतने ज़्यादा varieties और flavors होते हैं, so you don't feel bored about it. And so energy bar is one of them. Sometimes if I'm doing a long run and if I feel loss of salt, I pick a potato chips packet, and I have potato chips as well, because that's the best way of having carb that I feel. बहुत बार तो कभी मॉर्निंग में रन स्टार्ट किया एंड वी आर फीलिंग हंग्री, तो हमने तो ढोकला भी खड़े होके खाया है. सो आई थिंक माय पॉइंट हैज ऑलवेज बीन टू एवरीवन दैट आप ट्राई नहीं करोगे तो पता नहीं चलेगा. एंड सेकेंडली, व्हेन आई से ईट एंड रन, वो रेस में तभी फॉलो होगा जब आपने ट्रेनिंग रन में किया होगा. You have to eat as much as you train for your distance. You also have to train of eating while running. And till the time you will try different things, you will not understand what works in your favor, what doesn't work in your favor. Like, मुझसे peanuts नहीं खाए जाते हैं. मेरा immediate गला खराब होता है. Immediate. Oranges doesn't suit me. I puke. Watermelon doesn't suit me at all. I either get loose motions or I'll vomit. So these are the things which I've tried, because everybody have oranges, everybody eats watermelon.
Yes.
So मुझे लगा मुझे भी होगा, but I've tried multiple times. It doesn't suit me. Gatorade doesn't suit me at all. So there have been moments and runs when I would have tried different things and I would have failed. I had to use a public washroom to use, but I'm puking, and there are आपका run spoil होता है, but I know now exactly what to eat, what to drink, कौन से किलोमीटर पे मुझे क्या फील होएगा, कौन से किलोमीटर पे मुझे कब भूख लगेगी. I think when you do multiple long runs with a multiple strategies of eating at different intervals, you come with a complete clear plan in your head कि भाई ये खाना सूट करता है, ये खाना नहीं सूट करता. So रेस में इतने मल्टीपल ऑप्शंस मेरे साथ काम कर सकते हैं, ये खाना बिल्कुल इसको देखना तक नहीं है. Like green chilies, red chilies do not suit me at all. So during my runs or prior to my races, I have either have curd rice, just put a I just put some salt in it, or I have dal khichdi with no tikha tadka or anything. So these are the things which I have tried multiple times, and I know what works in my favor.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to stick to that.
Mm-hmm.
And people can try multiple things. I even have sometimes small chewy candies. Again, candies, I don't take the orange flavor because orange doesn't suit me. Enerzal orange flavor doesn't suit me. I take apple flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Fruity, I have it. It's mango. I have tried fruity. Fruity works amazingly well for me.
Mm-hmm.
Tropicana orange juice, I don't have it because orange doesn't suit me.
Okay.
So in orange also, I have tried different things to understand that it's just the fruit or there are multiple alternatives of oranges that work for me. But orange overall just doesn't work for me.
Mm-hmm.
I can, during the run, I mean, I can have it otherwise, but during the runs, these are the things that I have tried.
Okay.
So, मतलब मैं सब खाती पीती हूँ, nuts, dates, anything that you can name off. If you tell me something tomorrow new, I might just go it and give it a try. I said, why not? Let's try. अगर ये काम कर गया तो अच्छा है ना, आपको रेस में काम आएगा. You need to try different things. Some things that are easy to carry, and you know that it will always help you in long distance running. Like a bread में cheese डाल के a cheese sandwich in the middle of a run when you are extremely hungry works wonders. So if you would have not tried, तो आपको पता नहीं चलेगा.
Carbs भी हो गए, proteins भी हो गए उसमें, salt भी हो गया, and all three things are absolutely important. Absolutely. I think Priyanka very well point that we need to try, and I think you are able to try so many things because आपके ऊपर कोई pressure नहीं है, and there's no one who's sitting on top of your head and telling you to do this or that. You're okay अगर आपका एक run किसी दिन spoil हो जाता है, because then it's a new learning for you.
Yeah.
Very well said. And oranges is very common. I've heard many runners having oranges on the way, but then it doesn't suit you. और आपको पता वैसे ही चला कि practice करके. Right. So Priyanka, tell me about, now that we are a woman in India, you're breaking those stereotypes of, not really working hard or giving yourself time, but then you are giving that time. Talk me about periods. Do you run during periods? What products do you use? And how do you really ensure to take maybe loo breaks, or I would say, any breaks during those long runs? How do you really deal with it? Because ये सबके दिमाग में आता है, इतनी देर कैसे भागते हो भाई? You need to have those washrooms, or what do you do about it?
Yeah. No, I have certain runs which have fallen during my periods. One of them was Bangalore Stadium 24 hours in 2019 when I was qualifying.
God.
So I think शाम को 5:30-6 बजे race start होती है, and around in the afternoon 2:33 I got my periods, and first 2 days are extremely difficult. I think the only strategy, even Khardung-la run which I had done, I had got my periods. I think the only strategy that works is that, one, you have to keep you have to feed yourself and hydrate more. Of course, in first 2 days, your bladder is absolutely inconsistent. आपको खाना इतना अच्छा नहीं लगता है, but light amount of juices or some kind of fluids is extremely important. So banana has always worked wonder for me. So I always try to stick to simple food which are easy to digest and will not cause me any kind of upset stomach, which is like curd rice, very plain dal khichdi, no tadka wadka, no mirchi, nothing like that. I would like to stick to my energy bars, leaf gels. I have lots of fluids in terms of salt, maybe nimbu pani or some jaggery added into lemon juice. Some kind of course, your salt, loss ke liye electrolytes is there, plain water is there. You can have some amount of fruit juices, whichever is suiting to your body. So these are the few things that I try to stick to it. During the run, of course, I take it slow. I don't push myself. Basically, you are going through such an hormonal imbalance and your hormones are dancing all the places. And then you are putting through your body of 12 or 24 hours. The strategy is always to survive and go slow, go easy. And I think somewhere slow and steady always wins the race has worked in my favor because I आप जितनी एनर्जी प्रिजर्व करोगे उतना ज्यादा जल्द और भाग सकोगे. So pushing yourself is not going to help. And yeah, I mean, loo breaks are equally important. If you are not going for a loo break, which means you are not giving sufficient hydration to your body. So it's one of the signal that I always consciously say कि भाई हर कम से कम 7-8 किलोमीटर के बाद लू आनी ही चाहिए, और every 1 hour or 1.5 hour I should feel the pee. So if I'm not feeling it, means I have to drink more. So during the run also, these are few of the signals that I keep a watch on myself to make sure that I'm eating properly and I'm drinking enough and I'm having loo breaks enough. Loo breaks थोड़े irritating होते हैं, but it's good for your body. वरना आप dehydrate होएंगे. So it's okay, आपके few seconds loss हो जाएंगे, it doesn't matter. But if you dehydrate yourself, you're not able to go any forward. So it's good to take loo breaks.
And what about Priyanka? Do you use pads or tampons or menstrual cups? What do you talk? Like what?
I used to have pads, but obviously it has a lot of discomfort. I started using tampons, and I change every 6 hours, or depending on my flow. Usually, uh, usually around every 6 hours, 5 to 6 hours, I prefer to change it.
So Priyanka, you survived Khardung-la challenge and Bangalore 24 hours on your period day. You know, I think I don't know how much surprised I may feel, but it's way too much. 24 hours running during your first day of period. Do you want to elaborate a bit more on that experience? Because that blows my mind away. बहुत मुश्किल है उसको digest करना कि 24 घंटे, literally.
No, I tell you what, ऐसा होता है कि आपने इतनी ट्रेनिंग दी होती है ना, तो आपको फिर कुछ भी हो जाए, you want to do it. The only is just the change in the strategy that I do is कि हाँ, अगर मैं अपने आप पे थोड़ा सा टारगेट रख रही थी कि इस टाइम में करना है या इतना करना है, वो मैं हटा देती हूँ, तो वो प्रेशर अपने आप हट जाता है, because the entire focus is to survive. फिर कैसे करना है, क्या करना है, सरवाइव करते करते धीरे धीरे जाना है, फर्स्ट आना नहीं है, कुछ नहीं करना है, कोई टाइम का गोल नहीं है, तो ओनली गोल इज टू सरवाइव, बिकॉज इतनी ट्रेनिंग दी है. एंड बहुत बार स्ट्रेस में थोड़ा periods आपके जल्दी आ ही जाते हैं, so no matter how much you try to avoid it, now it's a body cycle, you don't know how your hormones are dancing, no matter how much you try to take care of it, वो fluctuations होते हैं, you just have to get used to it. And I think after doing this couple of runs, during my training runs also, I started doing small runs in my periods, because you should know how you are feeling, and you will absolutely understand when to stop and how much to relax and what kind of food to eat and how much to drink when you are actually training during your periods also. So again, the agenda is not to push, not to go all out, but to do small runs, easy runs, so that your body is used to कि अगर periods भी आता है तो you can run it. So now I think over so many years, I'm absolutely comfortable with that thought.
थैंक यू सो मच प्रियंका फॉर टॉकिंग अस अबाउट दिस, बिकॉज मुझे लगता है जैसे मैं हमेशा ये सोचती थी कोई भी इतना लंबा रन नहीं करता होगा ड्यूरिंग देयर पीरियड्स. दिस गिव्स अस अ न्यू पर्सपेक्टिव दैट फीमेल्स आर देयर जो इस चीज़ में भी they are still running, and that too for long periods. And I think you rightly put it कि when we change our strategy from something competitive to only surviving, that helps. और वो change in strategy तभी आता है if you have trained your mind to change your strategies often with all of those long runs, because बहुत बार I'm sure in your long runs चीज़ें सही नहीं जाती होगी. You would have thought something that maybe you will do a 30K today, but then उस दिन शायद आप 20 कर पाते होगे, तो उस टाइम उसको एक्सेप्ट करना और then move forward to next day must have helped you here also. So that is really nice to know. And Priyanka, tell me now, what is your long-term vision? What are you moving towards? Do you have any goals in mind or any set targets as such?
No, to be very honest with you, I just take it as it comes, because one, life is very unpredictable, and I don't like disappointments when things don't work in your favor. So I think over last couple of years I've developed this attitude of, one, take it as it comes, and step by step. I think my only goal always have been to be uh, at peace of mind and always be happy and enjoy doing whatever you choose to do.
Mhm.
So whether it's a 5 kilometer run or 50 kilometer run, I enjoy it.
Mhm.
And I don't have targets as such. Life में वैसे ही बहुत targets है, work wise, otherwise. Running is the only thing which I'm extremely doing out of passion and fun. So मुझे इधर कोई target नहीं रखने हैं. The only target I keep to myself is to enjoy and surprise myself in what I'm capable of. So मुझे लगता है कि if I'm capable, there are so many inspiring stories from a lot of athletes in India or international. So सबकी stories कभी पढ़ती हूँ, सुनती हूँ, तो मन करता है कि हाँ ये हम भी कर सकते हैं, ये क्यों नहीं कर सकते हैं. And I think the only goal I would have is, there are so many races internationally that I would like to explore and do it. Am I capable of? Yes, in my head I am. Am I fit enough right now? No, maybe not, because all those runners are full time into running. I have a job, but in whatever maximum possible capacity I'm able to do it, I'm just trying to adapt that. And I'll take things absolutely slow and at my own pace, at my own frequency, and I'll do it as it comes.
I think that's a brilliant strategy. Absolutely. Probably this is no strategy, but I think the most effective strategy for you. So very well said. Not really pushing towards any goal, just enjoying yourself. So Priyanka, before we wrap up this, interview or talk, any message that you have for girls or women out there, or maybe Indian people, folks out there, as such, before we wrap up?
I think the only focus everybody should be giving themselves is, one, take out those 20-30 minutes in a day for yourself, because your body is the only thing you're going to live with it. So मैंने कहीं ये पढ़ा था कि अगर आपको आपके पास दिन में 24 घंटे होते हैं, जब आपको खुद 1 घंटा नहीं दे पाओगे तो आप बाकी के 23 घंटे कैसे सेटल करोगे. सो गिव दोज 30 minutes to 1 hour to yourself. And when you give that time to yourself, your rest 23 hours are also taken care of. Because it sets the tone for the day. It sets the tone for your attitude and look at the things that you want to deal in life. And whether it's running or any kind of sports, or whether it's gym, fitness, yoga, kuch bhi ho sakta hai. If you are passionate about playing cricket or football or tennis, whatever it is, aapko jo man hai, but give that 30 minutes to 1 hour to yourself, which excites you. And that kind of dedication to self will really help you in a long term. So that's the only advice that I give to everyone.
If we are able to just do that, I think that's wonderful. I think
Yeah.
thank you so much, Priyanka.
Thank you, Meena.